Number 1. Miseng, Incomplete Life. Now, Miseng may not be a familiar name to the international audience, but the series can be said to be a legendary case, being a total dark horse that absolutely no one saw coming. This K-drama follows the life of Bbali Jang-gure, who, after failing at his dream to become a professional Go player, had to enter the real world with nothing on his hands. Through an acquaintance's recommendation, our protagonist gets hired as an intern in a large trading company, and that's basically it. No, really, our male lead never got another life upturn. His problems were not magically solved, he didn't return to Go, nor did he meet any special person. The entire series is just him, his colleagues, and their working life, and yet its rating managed to increase 8-fold, from roughly 1% to over 8% in the final episode. And that's not even mentioning the many, many awards this drama brought home, from Best Actor to Best Screenplay. So what made Misang so special, you ask? The answer lies in this series' strong writing and characterization, brought to life by seasoned acting talents like Im Si-won, Kang Han-ul, and Kang So-ra. The drama is also a direct reflection of Korea's working culture, with realistic issues, lifelike after-work habits, and the same stress and emotions that every worker feels. Honestly, Misang can resonate super strongly with everyone, and it's a watch I totally recommend.
TVN 8주년 특별기획
그래도 살만한 인생 미생 10월 17일 첫 방송.
Number 2. Sky Castle. Now, in contrast to Misang, which is full of simple daily life stories, Sky Castle was the next level of dramatics, as it took us into the world of the super rich, and is filled to the brim with schemings, competition, and events we would never witness in real life. In fact, the airing of Sky Castle was no less dramatic than the series' content, and starting with a 1.7% viewership rating, it exploded to over 23% in the finale, making this series the most successful K-drama of 2018, and also among the top-rated K-dramas in the history of cable network. For a series about the rich, Sky Castle was also extremely low budget, costing only 7 billion won to make, way less than competing rom-coms like Clean with Passion for Now, Beauty Inside, or My Ideas Gang and Beauty. So Sky Castle has basically achieved the impossible. But how? Well, in a vastly different fashion from our first entry, Sky Castle just simply never leaves the audience bored. Watching the series, you literally cannot take your eyes off the screen, for events and plot points breeze by so fast that a blink and you would miss them. And despite being heavy on underhanded schemes, this series got its sprinkles of humor, just to make sure viewers don't get too stressed watching it. Of course, we also need to credit the actors and actresses for bringing this drama to life. There's no acting hole in the drama, and you'll find yourself easily immersed in all its hectic situations. Seriously, just watch it and you'd understand. This type of drama is just madly addicting. Number 3. Bossam, Steal the Fate. Since we've been talking about series set in the modern day, let's switch things up with the period drama Bossam, Steal the Fate. Starring the talented actor Jung Il-woo and the idol-turned-actress Kwon Yuri, the series came as a pleasant surprise to most Korean audiences, starting slow and yet picking itself up strongly with tight writing. In the series, we get to follow Ba-woo, a Bossam man, aka one who kidnapped widow women to marry, whose fate completely changed after he mistakenly whisked away a widowed princess. Similar to other entries on this list, Bossam Steal the Fate started out with a humble viewership rating of 2.4%, which eventually reached 9.7% in its final episodes, defeating other highly anticipated series like Doom at Your Service, My Roommate is a Gumiho, Law School, and Youth of May, despite being aired on the lesser-known network MBN. Having binged through this entire series after it ended, I gotta say, Bossam Steal the Fate totally deserved its hype. The drama is well acted, mesmerizing, and not that heavy, despite the vibes its poster gives off. Yes, there are court dramas, as all historical series, but the main focus of the show is the main love story, which is perfect for those who want period brand slow burn. The characters in the series are also really well written. as we can see and sympathize with their every action and motivation, making the show's core message of found family even more resonating. Honestly, Bossam The Fate is not for you if you prefer something fast-paced. And it does get draggy by the end. But there is a reason why the show got its unexpected bang, and I am totally not complaining. Number 4. The Uncanny Counter. Well, speaking of TV series from small networks, how about we talk about one of OCN's greatest successes, aka the action fantasy drama The Uncanny Counter. For context, OCN specializes in dark and gloomy contents, and have produced series like Save Me, Voice, and Strangers from Hell. So The Uncanny Counter came as quite the surprise, considering that it's more hopeful than dark. Watching the series, we get to see the journey of So-moon, who lost his parents and became disabled due to a car accident. A fateful encounter brought him superpowers, however, and he soon finds himself getting cured, selling noodles in the day,
1, 2, 3.
and banishing ghosts by night. The series' initial hype was pretty meager, and its first episode started out with only 2.7% in viewership. However, this number had doubled by episode 2, and in the end, had surpassed 10%, a remarkable feat never before seen on OCN. The popularity can be easily explained. In essence, The Uncanny Counter is an underdog series, with a guy that trained from zero to hero and picked up a found family along the way. There's a fair share of action, so viewers won't get bored watching. But there are also emotional moments where you will be driven to tears. Characterization, brilliant CGI, intriguing plot and humor, this series just checks all the boxes. So really, its unexpected popularity can actually be expected. Number 5. Show Window, The Queen's House. Finally, to seal off our list, let's approach the curious case of Show Window, The Queen's House, a series with no big name, aired on a small channel, up against strong competitors, and yet had outshined. Now, Show Window The Queen's House was screened from November 2021 to January 2022, which means it was up against at least 30 K-dramas, including big names like Our Beloved Summer, Snowdrop, The Red Sleeve, and also Now We Are Breaking Up. However, starting from a very humble viewership of 2%, the series had managed to score over 10% as it ended, making a record of the first Channel A drama to ever do so. That was actually quite miraculous. So what exactly is this series about? You'd be surprised, as it follows nothing but a cheating husband, his reasonably angry wife, and the vile mistress said husband was cheating with. The series opened with a bang with a bloody accident, and throughout its entire course, we unveil what exactly led to this consequence, which leads us to plenty of schemings, fighting, and characters that we will end up completely despising. In a sense, I'd compare the series to Penthouse, as both were quite frustrating to watch and yet were so intense and fast-paced that they feel like a snack you'd guiltily devour. There's also a huge sense of satisfaction as you watch this series to the end, because our female characters went from plotting each other's demise to ruining the very man that created the mess in the first place. All in all, if you are into dramatic stories with betrayals, affairs, and messed up characters, this is the drama for you. Personally, the series is pretty stress-inducing, but it has got the best acting and completely unpredictable plotlines, so I totally get why it was a commercial success. And that's the list. Have you watched any of these dramas? Are they yay or nay to you? And do you know any other cases where K-dramas unexpectedly gained huge attention? Please feel free to let us know in the comment section. And if you want more videos like this, like, share, and subscribe to Kdrama. We'll come back soon. See ya!